Have you ever imagined what it would be like to live in South Korea? A country where tradition and technology coexist in perfect harmony? Now picture this at a time when the country is facing one of its biggest recent challenges, the implementation of martial law. In this video, I'll take you inside this reality, from life on the streets of Seoul to the cultural nuances that shape daily life here. Want to know what it's really like to live in a place that's in the global spotlight? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might completely change your perspective on South Korea. At this moment, it's almost impossible not to talk about the president's decision. Recently, Yoon Suk-yeol made a move that caused a significant impact, the request for martial law. This decision, which took many by surprise, came as a response to political tensions and domestic protests. It's being widely debated by both the local population and the international media. For those of us living here, this decision has brought a mix of curiosity, uncertainties, and reflections on the resilience of the Korean people. The president's request for martial law was a drastic measure in response to escalating political tensions involving debates on corruption, labor issues, and social protests. This has sparked mixed reactions among Koreans. Some support the idea of temporary increased control to stabilize the situation, while others fear it might restrict freedoms and rights hard-earned over decades. For foreigners, the immediate impact has been more noticeable in the atmosphere on the streets and the tone of conversations. While public transportation and services continue to operate normally, a sense of caution is evident. Cultural events have been canceled or postponed in some areas, and police presence has increased. It's fascinating to observe how the Korean people handle adversity. Their history is marked by resilience and rebuilding, from the Korean War to the rapid economic development in the decades that followed. This strength remains evident today. Even amidst this more tense atmosphere, daily life continues with its unique blend of cutting-edge technology and deep traditions. South Korea is widely recognized as a beacon of technological innovation, vibrant culture, and a robust economy. One of the most fascinating aspects of living in South Korea is experiencing the balance between modernity and tradition. Cities like Seoul are true technological hubs, where futuristic skyscrapers share space with centuries-old Buddhist temples. On the other hand, in more remote regions like Gyeongju, the ancient capital of the Silla Kingdom, you can immerse yourself in Korean history and customs that remain largely untouched by modernity. Technology here is a spectacle in itself. With some of the fastest internet speeds in the world, digital payment systems like Kakao Pay are part of everyday life, even for something as simple as buying a bottle of water. At the same time, traditional markets sell natural remedies, herbs, and artisanal items that have been used for centuries. This coexistence of old and new is also evident in people's lifestyles. Korean culture deeply values hierarchy and respect for elders, yet younger generations are shaping a new way of life influenced by the West and globalization. This is visible in areas like Hongdae and Gangnam, bustling with trendy cafes, bold fashion, and global trends. Despite its modernity, Korea maintains strong traditions, such as Chuseok, the Korean Thanksgiving Day, where families gather to honor their ancestors. For someone who grew up in a different environment, these cultural celebrations are fascinating and offer a profound insight into the country's identity. Music is another incredible expression of this balance. While K-pop is globally famous, Korea's musical heritage extends far beyond it. Genres like pansori, a traditional form of narrative music, remain alive and serve as a reminder of the country's rich cultural legacy. Watching a pansori performance in a traditional theater is a unique experience that connects you to the history of the place. South Korea is a country that, beyond captivating with its modernity and pop culture, holds numerous cultural, social, and economic facets worthy of deeper exploration. Though often associated with advanced technology and the success of K-pop, life here is defined by an intriguing balance between historical challenges and contemporary advancements. To truly understand daily life in this country, it's essential to delve into topics like education, healthcare, housing, religion, and the impact of traditions on modern society. One of the fundamental pillars of Korean society is its education system. Globally recognized for its rigor, it is both admired and criticized. The focus on academic excellence begins early, with children attending extracurricular academies, known as hagwons, that extend study hours late into the night. This intense effort reflects the competitiveness of the job market, where a degree from a top university can determine an individual's future. However, the psychological impact of this constant pressure is a recurring topic in social discussions, with an increasing number of young people seeking a balance between success and mental health. In daily life, relationships also have unique characteristics that shape social interactions. Korean culture is deeply influenced by the concept of hierarchy, inherited from Confucianism. This hierarchy is present in families, workplaces, and even friendships. A clear example is the respect for elders, which is reflected in the formal language used when addressing older individuals. For foreigners, understanding and respecting these dynamics is essential for successful adaptation. The concept of nunchi, which can be translated as the ability to read social cues, is a valuable tool for understanding what is expected in different situations. Another significant aspect of life in South Korea is the impact of mandatory military service. All Korean men are required to serve for approximately 2 years, which influences their careers and personal planning. It also affects areas like entertainment, as K-pop idols and actors must pause their activities to fulfill this obligation. For Koreans, military service is not just a responsibility, but also an opportunity to strengthen their sense of patriotism, which is deeply ingrained in the country's culture. In terms of housing, South Korea presents a unique landscape. The high population density, especially in Seoul, has led to the development of small and efficient apartments known as office-tels. These spaces, often smaller than 30 square meters, are designed to be highly practical, featuring integrated technology and creative solutions to optimize every inch. However, the high cost of living in urban areas can be challenging, especially for young professionals starting their careers. Despite this, the city's infrastructure compensates, with accessible public transportation and constant internet connectivity facilitating daily life. Health and wellness are also key highlights of Korean life. The healthcare system is widely praised for its efficiency and affordability, benefiting both Koreans and foreign residents. Beyond basic care, Koreans place a strong emphasis on personal wellness. The country is a global leader in skincare products, with many Koreans incorporating detailed skincare routines into their daily lives. Another common practice is visiting jjimjilbangs, traditional spas offering thermal baths, saunas, and relaxation areas. These spaces not only promote physical well-being, but also serve as social hubs. From a spiritual perspective, Korea is a country of religious contrasts. While Christianity has been rapidly growing, Buddhism and Confucianism still play important roles in society. It's fascinating to see how these beliefs coexist and influence traditions such as ancestral rituals performed during holidays like Chuseok and Lunar New Year. Even those who don't follow a specific religion often participate in these events as a way to honor their families and maintain connections to their roots. Economically, South Korea is renowned for its entrepreneurial spirit and capacity for innovation. Startups have flourished, particularly in areas like technology and artificial intelligence. The environment is favorable for new businesses, with government support and access to resources. For foreigners interested in entrepreneurship, challenges such as language barriers and understanding local regulations may arise, but the market offers significant opportunities. Lastly, it's impossible to talk about South Korea without mentioning its environmental challenges. Air pollution, especially fine particulate matter from industrial and external sources, is a growing concern. Many Koreans have adopted the habit of checking air quality apps before leaving home and wearing masks as part of their routine. Despite this, the government is investing in green technologies and initiatives to mitigate the effects of pollution. Life in South Korea is a mosaic of historical and modern elements, with each aspect contributing to the country's complexity and richness. From educational pressures to cultural celebrations, there is much to explore and understand. Living here is a journey that challenges preconceptions and opens the door to unparalleled cultural immersion. For those willing to dive into this world, they will find a country full of contradictions, yet marked by unique beauty. Is living in South Korea worth it? Living in South Korea is undoubtedly a transformative experience, but whether it's worth it depends largely on what you're seeking in terms of lifestyle, opportunities, and cultural adaptation. For some, the country may seem like a technological paradise filled with vibrant culture, while for others, the challenges of adaptation might be a significant consideration. The positives. First, the positives are worth highlighting. South Korea boasts one of the world's best infrastructures. The efficiency of public transportation, such as the subway, is impressive, connecting almost all urban areas quickly and affordably. Additionally, the country's digital connectivity is unmatched. The internet is incredibly fast and available virtually everywhere, making daily life far more convenient. Safety is another major draw. It's common to see people leaving their belongings in cafes or restaurants without concern. For those coming from places with higher crime rates, this sense of security is a welcome change. Furthermore, the organization and cleanliness of cities create a pleasant living environment. Another aspect that attracts many foreigners is the culture. South Korea is rich in traditions while maintaining a modern spirit that shines through in its music, fashion, and cuisine. Participating in traditional events like Chuseok, exploring street markets, and experiencing the contemporary side of areas like Gangnam are unique experiences. For fans of K-pop or K-dramas, living here means being at the heart of this cultural phenomenon. The challenges. However, there are challenges to consider. One of the main hurdles is the language barrier. While many people speak English in urban and tourist areas, Korean remains essential for navigating daily life, especially when dealing with bureaucracy, work, or simple tasks like ordering food in local restaurants. Social pressure and the fast-paced lifestyle can also be challenging for some. Korean culture is highly work and productivity-oriented. Long working hours and a constant pursuit of excellence are common, which can be exhausting, especially for those coming from cultures with a greater emphasis on work-life balance. Additionally, the cultural hierarchy and the unspoken rules of social interaction can be confusing for foreigners at first. The cost of living in major cities like Seoul is relatively high, particularly for housing. Renting a small apartment can take up a significant portion of one's income, despite the convenience and infrastructure that come with it. On the other hand, public transportation and street food are more affordable, helping to balance expenses somewhat. For those seeking professional opportunities, South Korea can be an excellent destination, especially in fields like technology, education, particularly for English teachers, and startups. However, it's important to be prepared for the competitive job market and to understand the local work norms. So if you're willing to embrace a rich and complex culture, learn the language, and adapt to a dynamic and demanding lifestyle, the answer is likely yes. For those who value safety, innovation, and a unique cultural immersion, the country offers an experience that's hard to match. However, it's crucial to be aware of the challenges and reflect on how they align with your lifestyle and personal goals. Living in South Korea isn't for everyone, but for those who are ready, it can be one of the most enriching experiences of a lifetime.